Hey everyone, welcome to Malice Smack Talk. We're going to be going here and talking about our WrestleMania weekends. And of course, thank you for joining us because this is our 1 year, 2-day-old show. So we appreciate you being here tonight. The whole cast and crew is here. The producer might even jump in and give us some grief. And we're ready to rock and roll. So let's do this.
Getting ready to seize your first opportunity to come into the ring and start grandstanding and hot dogging, yeah!
I can't help it that I look good, smell good, can dance all night long.
When we speak, our voices are heard. We all say, I bring it.
Welcome to Malice Smack Talk. We're all hungover from WrestleMania weekend, so there you go, guys. We're ready to rock, though. This is Malice Smack Talk. This is our 1 year anniversary. And this is WrestleMania 35 reviews as well. We got a lot of stuff going on. I am your host, as always, Masonic Vader, come to you live from a hotel in downtown Irvine. Hence the reason why it's a better picture, because I'm using my phone.
The best picture we've ever seen him in. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that beautiful bald head, the missing member of the revival.
You know what? The good thing is we don't have this same camera on you because we'd be losing everybody at this point, you ugly mug. Speaking of which, there's the Mindfreak right there.
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
Back from coach's assignment. Absolutely. And then, of course, we've got the guru, the Bearded Master. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, and as he says, I'm back. 35 of the 36 people that listen and watch us just all signed off permanently.
That was a good run while it lasted, guys. We'll get past the first year.
Yeah, we had 1 year, guys. Signing off.
Well, hey, this is our wrestling podcast 1 year anniversary. We're going to be doing WrestleMania review. Thanks for joining us live. Before we get things rolling, let's just take a second to thank Malice Corp. That's the parent site that allows us to do this here. By the way, if you see my hand keep going, apparently this damn phone doesn't want to stay going all the time. I have to keep pressing it so the damn thing won't go off. Anyways, thank you, Malice Corp, for allowing us to do our show. Thank you for the last year. We've been having lots of fun here, and I'm hoping we got years to come here. So check out the site. You can check out all the other podcasts we have done, plus all the other main ones. In fact, they just did the main podcast about a couple hours ago, talking about the big movie drop with Star Wars and whatnot. So thank you very much, Malice Corp. Hey, guys, WrestleMania has come and gone. And if you are a wrestling fan, you're at this point pretty much spent for the next 2 months until SummerSlam comes around, because there was a smorgasbord of wrestling going on.
Smorgasbord.
And it was smorgasbord.
My God, that's a lot of wrestling.
Speaking of JR, I saw JR last week at the Busted Open Sirius XM 10-year anniversary party. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Good old JR. Good old JR.
That's awesome, man.
Good old JR, man. And you know, it's funny. I was watching WrestleMania 18 with my kid just to show him a different one. Good old JR was on there doing his thing, man. It was awesome. But hey, so this week it was crazy. There was so much damn wrestling going on. It was unheard of.
It was wonderful.
Wonderful!
No, standing ovation. Yes, it was so much. And I know we're not going to be able to go through every single match. So I thought tonight, if you're joining us on Twitch, please tell us what your in the chat room. Tell us what your favorite match was of the weekend. Doesn't matter if it's WWE, NXT, New Japan, whatever you thought was the best match you saw over the weekend. Our Bearded Master is going to be helping us out with the New Japan review and give us insights with WrestleMania itself. But there was a lot of stuff going on. So let's start off with the first show. Friday night, NXT Take Over Brooklyn. Man, I don't know what it is, but for some reason NXT comes solid WrestleMania weekend. That was four phenomenal matches, and you know the women's match was a little, it was good. How about that? But man, it was great. Once again, I hate to say it because I hate playing favorites, and I don't know if it was because of how many matches they had, so the focus was more on the show and everything. But man, that show from start to finish was phenomenal. And to be honest with you, just to go right into the match that I thought was the best one over the entire weekend was the very first match they had, which was the War Raiders versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. Man, that thing was off the hook from minute one. What did you guys think about NXT and your favorite match out of it?
Go ahead, Mindfreak.
Yeah, no, to your point, NXT never fails to bring it, especially when you have, a big, main wrestling event like WrestleMania. TakeOver Brooklyn this year, once again, phenomenal. The War Raider match was a fantastic one. That's the one I actually enjoyed. I like seeing, we've seen, Aleister and Ricochet as a tag team a lot, on the main shows like on Raw and SmackDown. So them coming together as a tag team, they're coming together really nicely. But yeah, to your point, that match to me, like, and I'm a fan of the War Raiders, so Viking kind of thing and all that stuff too. But their entrance though, dude.
Yeah, man.
That entrance was amazing, dude.
What was really cool about that match too was the fact that was the one thing I noticed about Ricochet and Black's progress from NXT to the main roster was the fact that that usually with the main guys on the NXT, they get a going away match of some type, some way that the fans can sit there and thank them for what they did for however long they were in NXT. And I remember, and I don't know if I mentioned it on one of the prior casts, but it was the first time I haven't seen any of the guys come from they just jumped right into the main roster. There wasn't a goodbye match. And lo and behold, this was the goodbye match. This was the thank you match. And man, it was probably one of the most epic goodbye matches I've seen on NXT by far. Everybody in that in that match brought it 120%. Marty, Bearded Master, what's your feelings, buddy?
TakeOver sucked. No, sorry, man. I'm trying to get some of the old Twitter machine working and flowing for us right now. No, you know what? Not Twitter. TakeOver, yes, it's always a great show, start to finish. It's hard to say it's never a good show. You guys all know my thoughts on it. TakeOver always looks great. It always excels because it's a 2.5-hour show with 5 matches. That's going to make any show look amazing because there's no filler. And that's great. It's fantastic. That's what we want. However, there was the women's match was good. I was disappointed in the ending because I honestly thought that Io Shirai was going to win the belt and thought that Chyna was actually going to lose it finally, but we didn't get that.
No.
War Raiders, Ricochet Black was by far my favorite match of the NXT TakeOver. Just because anytime you get the two of them together, it's magic. I don't care what show it's on, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, TakeOver, WrestleMania, it doesn't matter. It's always a great show with the two of them in there, except for Monday night or Tuesday night when they do something with Mustafa Ali. Anyways, I digress. Other than that, the 2 out of 3 falls match was fantastic. I mean, Gargano and Cole put a great match on. I was hoping that Cole would win that match just because it builds more value in what was going on with Gargano and Ciampa. It was great to see Ciampa show up at the end with Candice, and they hugged it out.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was pretty awesome. But at the same time, it was kind of like, I get that they've kind of been putting them back together. DIY has been back together for a little while now. But it's like we got this – the feud of the year for the most part for 2018 was easily contended to be Ciampa versus Gargano. We never got the payoff for that. We got 3 of the same matches. And then we get just him coming out and hugging him out like, hey, you deserve this. Well, yeah, he deserves it, but he deserved to win it from you. Because we deserve to see that climax of that series. So I think it would have been much better off for Adam Cole to win that, so that we can continue to see Gargano chasing for it, and then get over finally with Ciampa. Now I get, who knows when Ciampa's coming back, and that's not fair for Gargano to put him on basically the bench for the title because Ciampa's not around. So I understand that. Ciampa or Gargano winning this belt, I hope it means one thing. I hope that means that Cole losing means we get Cole come Monday or Tuesday night on the shuffle, or and we see them on the main roster, and that would be amazing. Because if we get them, I think we get the entire Undisputed Era.
Yeah, you would get the era with that. They pulled that off, I think, a couple of years ago, where it wasn't just one; it was the entire. I think it was New Day actually they did that with. So I wouldn't see why they wouldn't do that with Undisputed Era. They've got a lot of talent going through NXT. I mean, one of the things that they what's the gentleman's name they just signed up? Kushida. Thank you. Yeah, they signed him. I've done a little bit of looking into it. Like I said, trying to reach out. I saw a couple of his matches. Holy crap, man!
Amazing. He is by far one of the biggest stars come out of Japan.
It's interesting. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I really hope they don't
Hideo
Tommy him
or Shinsuke.
And I was really disappointed that he's going to WWE. He definitely deserves to be main stage and mainstream. I'm not gonna take that away from him because he absolutely does. But the WWE just doesn't know how to handle that kind of talent. You know, they have AJ, who they've done well with, Balor, who honestly they really haven't done what they should be doing with Balor. They've given him a bone here and there, but how many times over the last 2 or 3 years have we talked about Balor not being utilized properly? Yeah. And then we're going to get these Japanese stars, Nakamura, Hideo Itami, even Tozawa. And then you have now we have Kushida there, who Kushida was in a big match at Wrestle Kingdom this year. And I'm just afraid that they're gonna waste him away in NXT, and that's sad because he really is a top tier talent.
I hate to say it, but WWE has a problem. They want to reach out to the Asia market. They want to bring these talents in, and I know we've talked about this before. You've got these people that have unbelievable skills inside the ring, and they pull it off every single time. Unfortunately, though, as we've learned in years past, it just can't be talent in the ring anymore. It's got to be talent on the mic. It's got to be the backstage interviews. It's got to be pushing something. And unfortunately, if you kind of look at some of the people we've talked about, the language barrier that we're running into right now with Hideo and with Asuka and Shinsuke, three talents that should have really made significant impacts in the division, and they just, it just hasn't happened. In fact, Shinsuke's best run with WWE was when he was doing the limited talking and no speak English. Yeah.
And it was just amazing. Speak English.
And that's what got him a push. And that's what I'm kind of nervous about them pulling, like you said, someone like Kamada. Say his name again. Thank you, Kushida. In this,
one day we'll get you. I'll get you all well versed in New Japan.
Thank you. It's hard, man. There's so many. I mean, because when I watch New Japan, when I watch any of the matches, there is a crap load of talent out there. There really is, and this is a great time for all these other leagues to come. But then they have to find this balancing act with them. And I don't know if it needs to be like a manager, kind of like going back to the days of the 70s and 80s when you had like the Tongas or any of the other talent that came from either the Pacific Islands or Asia, and they had one person speaking for them, like Bobby the Brain or whatever. Whatever they have to do. But that's what unfortunately you're going to run into with the main show like that. They're not going to be able to go over without having that mic skill.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
So. But all in all, man, NXT was awesome. I'm a little perplexed why they didn't bring Shayna Baszler up, especially now since Ronda Rousey's kind of like in some kind of a zone or something. We don't even know what's going to happen with her. I mean, that's talking in a second. But as a whole, man, I will say the Gargano at the end, that was probably the best part of the night for me. And I get what you're saying, Bearded Master. It's like, we needed to see that Johnny Gargano and Ciampa match. We needed to see him win it from him. But crap, dude, neck surgery. Enough said. And you said it right on. You said it right on the head, dude. You can't have him sitting around for 4 or 5, 7 months when he get a championship.
What he had done, we could be going closer to a year.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it made sense. Johnny deserved to get the championship. They held it off long enough. I really do hope that they do bring up Undisputed Era.
Oh, baby!
Baby! But yeah, so that was our NXT. Please, if you're joining us live on Twitch, just go ahead and put in your favorite matches from NXT, what you thought, how the night went and everything. Tell us if we're right, wrong, or tell them what you think. So NXT was an awesome match. I've actually, you know what? Let me go back and do one thing. Velveteen Dream, man, coming out as the freaking Statue of Liberty, man. The Statue of Velveteen. That was sick. That is what we need out of Velveteen Dream practically every pay-per-view now. That was awesome. And that was a great match too. We totally didn't speak on that. That was an awesome match, and I'm looking forward to seeing continued rivalry with them. So
I'm not a fan of Matt Riddle. Never have been.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But then again, I'm not an NXT guy. So
there you go.
That's where I stand.
There you go.
So we have the following night. We actually had two events go on. We had New Japan, and I thought we'd probably just speak really quick on the Hall of Fame for just a sec. First of all, if you're at an event, if you haven't learned this already, don't jump in the freaking ring, you jackass. Are you kidding? Like, I'm sorry, man. Every time someone jumps in the ring, do they not realize those people in the ring can actually now hurt you? They're not going to pull punches. I.e., my hero of the weekend, Dash Wilder, just busted. I don't know if you saw the shots that he was giving them at the end. Holy crap,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, all right, Wilder. I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
I see you there.
That was kudo points right there for Wilder, man. Stepping up like that. But all in all, the Hall of Fame, man. DX segment was definitely fun.
Oh.
That was good stuff.
Billy,
Billy,
we're older. It's not going to work like it used to.
Oh, I love where he says, "I'm glad you're all in."
I mean, he can't just go buy that pissant company and fire your ass again.
Oh my God, dude!
What, Vince, don't say it.
Yeah, remember, don't say Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
So we can't say Vince Kennedy McMahon.
No, Mindfreak, you cannot during this cast say Vincent K. McMahon or Vincent Kennedy McMahon, okay?
What's going to happen?
Well, I can't say Vince
No,
Kennedy
wait,
McMahon.
that's it. You're done. Time for us to move on. Because you're no longer Byron Saxton. You are now X-Pac. So one, two, three, kid. Don't say it. Don't make me regret you letting you talk. And I will take that mic away.
Yeah, dude, that was probably one of the best speeches.
If I'll give you kudos. I'm jumping ahead right here, but you did win this week's event. But I think if you lose the next one, then I think you should let us do the 1, 2, 3 kid bet there. And if you lose, vroom, vroom, and take off the eyebrows, bro.
Take off the eyebrows? Yeah, no.
It's like, nah, it ain't happening.
Could you imagine that?
The only reason I say no is because my sister's wedding's in May, and I'm so
fair enough.
All right, well, you get away with it this time, buddy.
Okay. If it wasn't for my sister's wedding, yes, I would have taken that. But
hey, I'll buy you some eye black to make your eyebrows come in.
Or how about just get some tattoos? Hey, that's the thing now. Just tattoo it on there. You're good.
Yeah.
And that's the moment that we never saw Mindfreak ever again on Mouse.
Yeah, I know, right? Marty, why don't you just take your hat off?
Oh, wow. He went there. Me
and Ken are embracing it. Why don't you?
Anyways,
Saturday
night, Hall of Fame.
So yeah, Hall of Fame was good. Great night. Anything you?
I just have a question. Obviously they changed things up. Not only just the appearance of the thing, but it looks like they did things to like minimize the time on it too. I didn't watch the whole thing. I did fast forward some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I fast forward Harlem Heat. Not because I didn't care to listen to Booker T. I do. I'll go back and watch it. I didn't really care. Obviously, it's Harlem
Everyone
Heat.
was just trying to get the DX, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Well, I listen to Tori because it's Tori.
Of course.
She was part of all of our puberties. As she says,
Except
maybe
for
not
Ken.
Ken's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already hit puberty at that point, buddy. I had it.
He was entering the geriatric stage at that point.
No, I was in my prime. Anyways,
Want to be stone cold over there?
I fast forward through Honky Tonk and that. Hey, and here's the thing about Honky Tonk for me. He's supposed to be a singer and all this, but yeah, every time he comes out, he's singing along to his track. If you're a damn singer, sing your own damn song. Why do you need to have the track playing? I mean, you've been singing that same song for 30 damn years. You don't remember the song? Holy hell. It annoys the hell out of me.
You should take a page out of Elias's book.
Exactly. He should take a page out of John Cena's book, because I'm sure if John Cena wanted to, he could have came out there and sung Thongonomics and wouldn't have nobody even known any different. I'm just saying.
Hey, he's had some gold records, if I'm not mistaken.
So but like I said, I watched it later that night after I watched when I got back to the hotel room. It was very late because I was at G1 Supercard, MSG. But yeah, I fast forward through some of that. Obviously, the DX and it was amazing. It's just DX, I thought Corey Wilson gave a solid ass speech, despite this last week for her. Was actually quite surprised how composed she was, especially when she started talking about her dad. And that's got to be tough, giving a speech after losing your dad 3 days beforehand. But I thought she gave a pretty damn good speech. I'm glad they shortened it up a little bit. But man, Bret Hart, I'm sorry, but the dude seems like an old ass dude. He comes out on the mic. He's very, I don't know what it is, but it feels like he shouldn't be on the mic anymore.
He had a stroke about 6 or 7 years ago. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but he was like that beforehand too, though.
Yeah.
Ever since he got done wrestling, he's kind of like before.
Well, come on, that's like talking about what happened to some of those athletes from football about 20, 30 years ago versus the athletes that go now, dude. They beat themselves up. Yeah,
it was just his speech, given what happened. I only watched that one to see how they edited it, to see how it happened, and it really did blend really well.
They did. Kudos to the editors.
His hair, you wouldn't even notice. I'm glad they didn't let Natty talk too much, because I felt like that would have ruined it, to be honest. But no, other than that, the Hall of Fame, not too bad. Much better than last year's 6-hour event.
Yeah. I like the tribute that they did to Chyna. And awesome. I'm hoping next year or really soon she actually goes in by herself.
She will.
I
think them bringing her in with DX was the introduction to it all. And I honestly think we're on the path to the Battle Royal being named after Chyna. It only makes sense after X-Pac.
Absolutely. Oh, dude, X-Pac threw it out. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, that's perfect.
Of course, that would mean that Chyna's name would be attached to WrestleMania for the rest of the time, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Mindfreak, your thoughts on the Hall of Fame?
DX was awesome, and I laughed my ass off, and it gave me nostalgia to when I was a kid.
Chilling in the Hall of Fame.
God, that was. I ain't gonna lie though, the Billy Gunn part though, that was great.
We're older now, Billy. Stuff doesn't work like it used to.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ready.
Yeah.
God, I love DX. Hot damn.
Yeah. Good times. So all right, so now let's switch out of the Hall of Fame. We got our on-the-spot correspondent there, Bearded Master. He was at New Japan and the Madison Square Garden. Sold out crowd. Yep, G1 Supercard. Why don't you give us your thoughts on now? Give us the thoughts on G1. How'd it go?
G1 was the best show of the weekend, without a doubt.
And he's done.
When it comes to wrestling show, by far the best wrestling show of the weekend. We talk about how NXT had 5 great matches. G1 had 10 great matches. and easily, possibly, the match of the year. I'm going to go back on what I might have said a couple weeks ago and talking about how this triple threat ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Championship between Lethal, Taven, and Marty Scurll was going to be the match of the year. Might have under-delivered a little bit. It was a great match. It was a 30-minute long ladder match. It was a fantastic match. Saw some big spots, from like Lethal taking the leap off the 20-foot ladder, which was not expected at all. But it wasn't the match of the year. There was so much more they could have done with that match. I could do, as much as I wanted Marty to win it, Taven got the title, and that I think was fantastic. I'm glad he won it because he's somebody who's well deserved to win it, and he's like the biggest heel, with the exception of Bully Ray, which is fantastic. But when it comes to the match of the year, if there's any way of you looking it up, trying to find it, whatever it may be, Naito versus Kota Ibushi for the IWGP IC Championship. It's a 21-minute match. This match was a clinic of all clinics. The back and forth, the storytelling, the ups, the downs, the false finishes, the finisher moves, the back. Oh my goodness! If you want to see prime, solid, top-notch wrestling, it does not get better than Ibushi Naito IWGP IC title. Not only best match of the night or of the weekend, but easily at the end of the year, I will definitely still be talking about this match. I guarantee as being match of the year. Other than that,
that's definitely a match I'm going to be watching just because, like I said, that's my son's favorite wrestler, and from what I understand, he won the belt. Correct?
He did.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic. It was kind of crazy. There was a lot of title changes as we saw in WrestleMania. Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, the entire weekend, man. The entire weekend was like that.
Jeff Cobb fought Will Ospreay in a winner-take-all Ring of Honor TV Championship with Jeff Cobb. Will Ospreay has the Never Openweight Championship at IWG or New Japan. Cobb won the belt, both belts. Kelly Klein won her Women of Honor title back. Obviously, Zack Sabre Jr. retained and kept his belt from beat Tanahashi, which out of all the matches, this is probably the one that irritated the most. Tanahashi a year ago was on his comeback. He wins G1 Climax at the Cow Palace in June. And then he comes to fight and beats Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Loses it a month later to Jay White. And then he's in the New Japan Cup, has a decent run there. And now he's fighting Zack Sabre Jr. for the British Championship. I don't know if you know this. Tanahashi is not British.
What? No.
It makes no sense. And Sabre beat him by making him tap out like a freaking little spider monkey. It was just embarrassing. I get Sabre Jr. on his climb up, but it was like, you guys, if watching anybody fall as fast as they did and get buried for being a legend, it's happened to Tanahashi over the last 2 months. And that just sucks. But like I said, Lethal lost his belt to Taven. Ibushi won the IC title. The four-way tag team match was amazing. Gorillas of Destiny, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga having the New Japan Tag Team Championship. The Briscoes were there. Villain Enterprise with Brody King and PCO with their ROH championships. And then Evil and Sonata from LIJ. Great tag team match. It wasn't even 10 minutes long, but it was a great match. Gorillas of Destiny won it all. So not only do they have the IWGP tag teams, they also have the Ring of Honor tag team championships. So 2 years ago, we're talking about how the Young Bucks had all the titles. Now GOD has all the titles. All that matters is that Bullet Club continually wins all the belts. And with the exception of the belt that Bullet Club did lose that night in the final match, because Jay White lost his title to Kazuchika Okada, which is fantastic. A lot of people consider Okada to be like the Roman Reigns of New Japan just because he's always there, but Okada is absolutely one of the best wrestlers in the world. Great match. It's a 30-minute long match. Fantastic story. Great back and forth between the two of them. My God, even if you just tune into the last 10 minutes of that match, you will be sad. The last 10 minutes of the match will beat any match from TakeOver the night before. Just throwing that out there now. Other than that, fantastic card. The one thing that's nice about if you ever get a chance to go to ROH or New Japan show, the one nice thing about it compared to WWE is the fans are always involved. There's never a dull moment. There's never a quiet moment. Whether they love somebody or hate somebody, everybody's cheered. The place went nuts, except even when bullshit ass run-in from Enzo and Cass.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask you about that. Enzo and Cass shows up to it. Now it's Enzo and Cass X, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Totally a work. You can absolutely tell. They came out
from what I've read about it was Ring of Honor, I think, knew about it, but New Japan did not.
Right. Well, not only that, a lot of the apparently from another report I read was the writers, Ring of Honor is the one that put it together, but even the writers weren't on board with it and didn't want it to happen. And yet the top heads from ROH still made it happen. To me, it was irritating because it's Enzo and Cass. And you know what, Cass, I would love to see Cass get the opportunity to go on his own and really get the opportunity, because I thought he did that before. Obviously, he had some stuff happen, and then afterwards he didn't have the best of health. But Enzo just annoys the hell out of me. Like, the dude says he's done, and then he comes back. He tried hijacking Survivor Series. Then they try hijacking Ring of Honor. Total work. Enzo beat the hell out of Bully Ray. It was annoying. It was like, come on, man. We have this great tag team match with these 4 awesome tag teams, and then you're going to go ruin it with these guys. I get we're in New York, but whatever. So with the exception of that, just like the Hall of Fame, with the exception of the run-in, it was a great show. With the exception of this run-in, it was a fantastic card.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read nothing but good stuff about it. Mindfreak, did you get a chance to check any of it out or anything?
Just the stuff that I've read and all that kind of stuff, and then little tidbits. It looks fantastic. I'm gonna go back and watch it when I'm able to.
Yeah, lots of high press about it, man. That's we said this before, man. This is such a great time for being a wrestling fan. It's just not WWE anymore. There's so many different brands out there that are all doing really good, and there's high quality matches everywhere you go. And I'm gonna get back in and watch it. I'm gonna try to watch Akota Ibushi with my son because he really likes him, and he was great watching him in the tournament last year. So, so that was Friday. That was Saturday, guys. So we made it through 2 of the days, and in comes the big show, WrestleMania 35.
It's the
big show.
Oh man, and stereo where available, right? Okay, now I just need to ask you this. Mindfreak, you were there. First of all, awesome seats, good picture. Excuse me.
And didn't hit me up?
Bearded Master was there.
Secretly, bro.
Bearded Master was there. Great seats.
I was in shorts like Pat McAfee.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so before we go any further, I was listening to Busted Open on Sirius XM this morning, and Mark Henry and Dave LaGreca were talking about McAfee, because at the 10-year anniversary that I went to on Saturday, not only did I go with obviously my co-host from Boot to the Face, we were there, and we met up with the podcast Talkamania. It was another wrestling podcast from Canada, and we met up and we went to the party. Got to meet Tommy Dreamer while we're waiting outside.
Saw that, yeah.
And then inside, Mark Henry and Bully Ray are co-host of this show. JR was there, McAfee was there, Nick Aldis and Camille were there. Even Dalton Castle was there. Everybody was coming. It was fantastic. But apparently at the party, McAfee was asking Mark Henry what he should do as far as dressing up for WrestleMania. And
I heard
whatever not. And Mark Henry's like, dude, you need to be who you are. Like, just do what you got to do. Wear the suit, but still be you. And so, we all saw Mac. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat down and I was sitting in there, and I was fairly close to the stage. Not, I can see it some kind of view from the stage. And I see McAfee standing up there at the top of the stage doing interviews. And I'm like, what the hell is he? Is he wearing shorts with a suit jacket? He's wearing shorts. So apparently, as the story goes, that I heard this morning, Apparently, Michael Cole ripped him a new one in front of everybody for that. Like the whole Vince is seeing on the TV for the first time. This is what you're gonna wear. This is unprofessional. Apparently, Vince McMahon absolutely loved it. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm hot and cold with McAfee. There's some things he does I absolutely love. I think personally his affiliation prior to with Barstool just kind of threw me off him because I'm not a fan of the Barstool guys. But what McAfee does for wrestling and what he does on his commentary everywhere else is amazing. And I just thought that story was funny. I thought just watching him at the stage, not too far away from me, I'm like, this son of a bitch. Like, really? That's awesome yet hilarious.
Yeah, it was. Like I'm watching the pre-shows. Like he's got a Pat McAfee. I'm like, oh, Pat, yeah, that's right. He's a wrestling fan. And then I just see the camera pan up. I'm like, mofo's wearing shorts.
Like I'm not.
That's awesome. Like
I have a high school reunion coming up in September, and I kind of want a fall suit. And
do suits on with shorts.
I mean, it's September. It's California. We know the temperature is going to work just fine for that suit. And I was like, do I follow McAfee's path here? Because that's pretty freaking awesome.
Okay, so we'll have to check this out in September, guys. Remember that. Mark that down on your calendar.
Mark it.
Yeah, mark it on the calendar. Now
you were going to ask a question.
Yeah, I got to ask you a question. Okay, so 15 matches. You got there at what time?
16 matches.
16 matches. What time did you get there?
I pulled into I got off the train at MetLife around 3:30.
And it started at 4 o'clock, right?
4:30.
4:30. And it got through to, I think, around 8 o'clock, right? 8:30 or so? I can't remember. How long did it go till?
The show?
Yeah. I can't remember the
Eastern time. So the show started at 4:30. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It started at 5:30. It started at 5:30. Yeah. So I think, I got there around 3:30 because it took me about an hour to get inside the arena, and I got in the arena before any matches started on the pre-show. So I got in probably the arena about 5 o'clock. I got out of there at 12:30. I got onto the train from Jersey to New York at 1:30.
Wow. So was it too much?
No, absolutely not. So I thought I'm gonna start getting tired. When I got there, my seats were in a good location to where I had a bathroom right inside the corridor. I had the bar was right there. When I got in, I got some food. I got some just hung out. I saw that they had coffee right there. So my cool coffee is literally like 100 feet away. Awesome. And I'm like, I'm going to end up needing this tonight. There was one moment through the entire card where I started to feel somewhat tired. And it sucks when it happened because of what match was going on. So the only moment that I kind of had a down moment of like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get tired, was the very beginning of Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. Horrible match to have that in. Fortunately, the beginning of that match wasn't really exciting. So that didn't help the cause, because the beginning of that was just them kind of, obviously Daniel Bryan jumping in and out of the ring the whole time, whatever, whatnot.
Yeah.
But then once I started wrestling, I woke up, and of course by the time that happened, it was already about 9:30 at this point. And I think I've been up and at it since about 10 o'clock in the morning, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when G1 went till about 12:30 the night before, and then I watched the Hall of Fame, I probably didn't go to bed till 3 or 4 in the morning. And so by that time, it was 9:30, okay. And then they started wrestling, and then after that, I got a second win, maybe a third into the match. And then the rest of the night, it was just nonstop action. Didn't get tired again. It was amazing. I was impressed that I didn't get tired, because the night before, as amazing as Supercard was, there was moments when I was getting tired, not because of the show, just because I had been going so long that day, in the traveling, it was kind of trying to hit me. Not a single issue during WrestleMania.
Well, what was the biggest pop of the night that you think happened?
Well, So Kofi was a big giant pop. Like that place was rumbling. Believe it or not, I haven't gone back to fully listen to it yet because I haven't watched the entire. I think I have about 3 matches left. I think I'm actually at the Daniel Bryan Kofi Kingston match, just because obviously after traveling, I just haven't been back to work and class. I haven't really had time to watch 7.5 hours of wrestling again. So the pop for John Cena was ridiculous.
With thugonomics, huh?
Oh, that's what it was. Like, if it had been just Cena and Austin, it would have been a big pop. But then you would have got, let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. There was not a single. I don't know if it came up on TV, but I didn't hear a single Cena sucks the entire time.
No, I did not. Nope, did not hear it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh crap, we're getting thugonomics right now, and you see him come out. The place went apeshit. Like, it was ridiculous the whole time, from him, his music dropping, the screen, him walking to the arena, which was crazy because he was wearing a Yankees jersey, so everyone was going nuts. And the one was crazy part was like the whole Yankee Stadium like montage and Babe Ruth thing before that. And then I didn't really get what's going on there. And then I realized later, I was like, oh crap, that was like an intro to Cena because he was wearing the Yankee jersey. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But then his interaction with Elias and him, John Cena's about to turn heel. I was like, and when he said that, the place went crazy. And I was like, damn, I hope that we get this Cena for a while. I know he's not going to be on TV for much, but when we do get him, he needs to be the doctor of thugonomics when we get him for the next future. Those were the 2 biggest pops. Becky Lynch was a humongous pop. It wasn't as big as it should have been.
And I think it's because of the mess up. I think it was a mess up. Yeah, it came at the wrong time. No one wanted to see her pin Ronda. Everyone that saw the match know that Ronda did not get pinned because the count 2, her shoulders were clearly off the mat.
Well,
I mean, it wasn't even like
that comes down to the ref starting to count too early, and that's what happened. He actually started counting, and when I saw it, I'm like, oh no, he started. I knew right then and there he started to count too early. That's what happened, and then the reports came out that that's what happened. Unless they're just saying that, but you can totally tell he started that count way too early, and it was a little bit of that. But it would have worked normally. But you can see that Ronda was doing more than she should have been doing to fight the pin.
Yeah.
She should have fought a little bit, then rolled into it. But it looks like she kept trying to fight it, even though it was like, this is the finish. And so I think it was a blend of a little bit of everything, especially in that final segment when she heard like rolling over and then like doing her little rollover to pick up Becky. It was just sloppy. And whether that was because she was like tired and gone through the match, whatever, whatnot, it was supposed to look like that. I don't know. It just came off very botchy like. And then the pin happened. And the reason why because nobody knew what was going on, it just happened. And it was like, and then all of a sudden you heard the bell ring, and then everyone went crazy when they realized Becky won. And it just because it wasn't a clean finish, it happened the way it happened. If it had been a clean rolled over crucifix and then 1, 2, 3, that place would have went crazy. But the ref freaking stole that from her, and it ruined the outcome. And then that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's the reason why I asked if it was too much is because a lot of the matches, to me, when I'm watching them, they didn't have as much heart. They didn't have as much like this is WrestleMania. Everyone knows that when you're in a match on WrestleMania, you got to go balls to the wall. You have to. Doesn't matter if you're the first match, the third match, or the last match. You got to go balls to the wall, and you got to go all out.
Yeah. So this is the one thing I was wondering, because we all know where we stand. But what was going through your head when Heyman came out at the very beginning?
So the whole Heyman thing was Zack Ryder was after that match, right? Or Zack Ryder was on pre-show, correct?
Yeah,
Ryder was pre-show. Yeah. No, this is when Alexa Bliss brought out Hulk Hogan.
I know what Heyman was, but I'm just going to make it a point real quick. And just to answer our producer from the comment section, No, I don't think the crowd was running down at all. There might have been some people. There were some people that were trying to leave, but for the most part, that place was packed. I mean, I have videos from it from after the show ended, of the arena, fireworks, everything, and that place was still rocking. So I don't think the place was really winging down a little bit, possibly a slight bit, but not much, not enough to be noticeable. And that wasn't the reason why the pop wasn't so loud. It was because of the finish and the way it happened.
Yeah.
So Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins got a ginormous pop.
Oh yeah.
And it's unfortunately happened the way it happened on the pre-show, because that pop was absolutely amazing. Everyone is happy about it. But the whole Alexa Bliss and Hulk, or with Alexa and Hulk out there, Paul Heyman coming out was the perfect timing, because there were so many people, I'm one of them, that did not want to see Hogan out there. I didn't want to. I just didn't. Like, I just don't. I
guess. Oh no, continue. Sorry.
And people just didn't. He was just rambling on, and nobody cared to listen anymore. And then Heyman came out, and people were excited because Heyman was coming out interrupting Hogan. But then it was like, oh shit, okay, we're gonna get Rollins and Brock first. All right. And I'm like, and my thoughts were, this could really go either way. Usually, a match like this is a great match to start off the card. And if Seth wins right here, this starts this card off on an amazing high. And so that was absolutely amazing. That place went nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I was saying it's too much is because I felt that some of the matches in the middle, or some of the ones that didn't have championship to them or something, it just seemed like some of those matches just didn't happen the way they should have. They were a little off. They were a little they were forced. It almost seemed like they were forced, and they were also, hey, you got 10 minutes, do your thing, and that's it. And the reason why I also say that I think WrestleMania had too much going on is because the following night, what the hell, a random Undertaker sighting out of nowhere, and then there you go, not on WrestleMania.
Well, he was posting pictures, or Michelle McCool was posting pictures of him at WrestleMania on the floor.
Yeah.
And he was in regular clothes, and then they're posting pictures up in the suite. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's my point. Undertaker did not show up at WrestleMania. He shows up on Monday Night freaking Raw.
Which I'm not gonna lie, was pretty awesome, because we got.
It was cool. I get what you're saying.
We got Cena as doing his thing, and then we got Undertaker the next night doing his thing. That was the first WrestleMania in 27 years. That Undertaker wasn't part of it. No, he hasn't been on a consistent WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he's only had like 24 matches.
Well, he hasn't been on every wrestling. His debut was 9.
No, so before that, he was before WrestleMania.
No, his debut. His debut was 9. It was the one where they're at Caesar's Palace.
That wasn't WrestleMania 9.
Which WrestleMania was that? 5?
That had to be. I think that was like WrestleMania 6 or 7, because that was that was Hart versus Yokozuna, and because WrestleMania. Oh no, wait, I'm getting it wrong. No, hold on. That was WrestleMania 10, I thought.
I'm not sure. All I know is that he's been consistent every year, showing up for WrestleMania and having a match.
True.
But that's what threw me off. All of a sudden, you get Monday Night Raw, and Undertaker shows up. Where the hell was this not the night before? I mean, to me, it just seemed like a lot of the matches that they had out of the 16 matches, and let's just scratch the undercard, so the 2 Royals and the tag team match. Let's just go straight to the meat of the 15 matches they had during the show, whatever it was. It just seemed like a lot of them were forced in there to just get talent on the screen versus actually having quality match. You could kind of tell that night after the residuals. It wasn't like Monday Night Raw the night after WrestleMania is usually like a freaking awesome show, and the fans are all bonkers, and it just didn't have the pop.
I will agree with that. The Monday Night, the Raw after Mania wasn't as big as it could have been, or should have been, or has been, and I will say
that too. Yeah.
I think WrestleMania 35, when it's all said and done, there were some definite high spots. You get to see Kofi. You get to see Kurt Ryder, Zack Ryder, and Kurt Hawkins win a belt. I mean, there was good matches that happened. You saw the Beast lose right off the bat and be done. However, it just seemed like a lot of the matches were timed, and forced.
I don't think so. I thought that a lot of them, especially being there, I felt that they came off as a lot of them were perfect time. It was a long show. We knew it was going to be a long show, and that's kind of how it came down to it.
Mindfreak, wait, hold on a sec. Mindfreak, get in there really quick.
My only thing was, like, overall, like, I enjoyed it. Just like I can understand, starting with, Rollins and Brock, but, going down later on the show, like, I didn't understand, like, why they were doing certain titles at different spots,
There was a lot of randomness.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If you look at this card, only 2 titles didn't switch hands.
Yeah.
And one of those titles switched hands 2 nights later. So in the last week, nearly every title, with the exception of the United States Championship, has switched hands. And that is crazy. If you look, I'm not going to lie, and this isn't because I was there. I honestly think that this one will go down for me as one of my favorite WrestleManias. I thought that we did get a lot of unpredictability and a lot of things happen. I mean, we didn't. I don't know why. As much as I wanted people to win these belts, I really didn't think that all these title changes were going to happen. And the reason why it's going to go down as one of my favorites, because I honestly believe that this was a WrestleMania that WWE put together to give back to the fans. If you look at the people who won the titles, they're, with the exception of the Iconics, because nobody expected them to win the damn belts.
I did.
Except for Mindfreak.
I think that was a flip of the coin.
Every other match that won a championship, with the maybe exception of Mysterio too, but I think that's a different story.
That was an injury-plagued one, yeah.
Yeah. So with the exception of that, all the winners of these belts were people that the fans wanted to win. And I think that honestly was a show that was given back to the fans. And I think that if it goes down as that, that's fantastic. Take away the wonky finish to end the show. You will rarely ever hear me say this. Take away the 1-minute match of Joe and Mysterio, because you just can't count that in there. It's we all know why that happened and why it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
The worst match on the card, and take away the Rumbles, because those are just ridiculous. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and you know how I am.
Yeah,
you will never hear me say a bad Roman match, and unfortunately that was, and it's a 10-minute match. And like you said, a rushed match. I honestly believe this was the match that was affected by the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that next WrestleMania and stuff, I hope they try to, when you look at the progression of matches, they usually kept it around 10 until about 4 years ago, and then they started creeping it up. Last year was like, or 2 years ago was like 14. Last year was 15. This year it's 16. They keep throwing all these matches in there, and to me, I think it takes away from some of the talent. Like you said, the Roman Reigns McIntyre match was time riddled, and I think you could have got a much better match out of that. I think when you look at
that, when you look at the lineup, you have and to go back to Mindfreak and why they had the matches line up the way they did. I think that the lineup of matches was actually paced pretty well. Rollins and Lesnar.
It had nothing to do with
the WWE Championship in the middle, and then you have the women's match to end the card, and so it spaced those out. And the fact that Rollins won, and the fact that nobody really knew that Becky was going to win. That's what everyone assumed and expected. But we all know that could have easily gone Ronda or Charlotte.
Absolutely.
WWE. And when you think about that, and then Kofi and Daniel, honestly, that really was a match that could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was.
They gave in, and they gave us what we wanted on that card. And then you look at the next 2 matches. Okay, and this is where I'm talking about as far as matches that were riddled by time and that could have benefited from other stuff. You have Kofi win the belt, which has an amazing pop. So you kind of got to bring the fans down a little bit, because you're going to go into a big match to end the card.
Okay.
The next match, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, 1 minute. Kofi's celebration was longer than that match. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to look at that for that too. And you expect that. The match was 23 minutes long, and then you have the celebration, because it was a celebration for the fans. everybody wanted. That was the feel-good moment of the weekend.
Yeah,
and that's why that win is what it did. Now, and then you have Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, which I honestly believe was the match that was riddled by the time. But then you look at what happens after that match. Then you have Triple H and Batista, who was a great match. I think it was a great match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it was.
It went longer than it should have been. That was the longest match, and this was brought to my attention yesterday. This match was 24 and almost 25 minutes long. It was over a minute longer than the Daniel Bryan Kingston match, which was the second longest match. So the longest match, and this goes to you, Vader. Two old guys gained the time, and that match could have easily been that was a great story. I'm not gonna lie, from start to finish, Ric Flair being involved, everything.
Can I stop you for a second though?
Yes.
How nervous were you when Batista went in the ring the first time, tripped up?
Oh.
Now I was like, oh my god!
I will tell you, compared to some of the other intros, and like, because that's one of the other biggest things with WrestleMania is watching the entrances. You know, both of their entrances, I think were great.
Yeah, until Batista tried to go on the ropes and he freaking fell.
The thing is, I was literally right there when Hunter's door opened and his buggy came out, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome."
I will say this though, it wasn't my favorite of his. I thought that I think they could have did something a lot better. It was too much. I
thought it was too much.
It was cool, but it was too much. There was too much with the screen involvement. Like what I liked about all of his prior ones, like when he came out on the throne or he came out on the motorcycle with Steph, is that it was all about them. This one actually involved more of the screen.
So I don't know if you know this, but this was brought to my attention. Apparently, this was the first Mania that they worked and tried utilizing virtual reality screens to it. Yeah. So apparently,
you talking about like all the little things up top and stuff, yeah.
So no, we always get like on the TV, we get like the like for Randy, we get the Vipers, like the 3D graphics, but the screens themselves apparently were going to be compatible with virtual reality goggles or something like that. And even the screen where I was pretty damn close to the stage, even though it wasn't 3D, the graphics of some of those, like the Beast Slayer, Batista, it looked like they were popping out of that screen. So I don't know what they were doing, but I feel like because if they were trying to experiment with the virtual reality setting and stuff, that they might have been trying to do a lot more work with that screen work to give that kind of give that experience to that.
Yeah. Dude, so what you're telling me is in 5 years we're all gonna wear goggles. And then when someone gets punched in the face, we're gonna feel it, dude.
Yep, exactly. But that was a match that if you take off 10 minutes of that match and add it to the Roman Reigns and McIntyre match, or even if you add 5 minutes to that Roman Reigns match and 5 minutes to the Balor Lashley match, holy hell, that's a fantastic card right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. So, okay. So overall, if you have 5 stars, okay, how do you rank your shows? So let's start off with NXT. What do you give it, Mindfreak?
NXT, I give it 4.1.
All right, Bearded Master.
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm going to give it a 4.5. Now, New Japan, I because I know Mindfreak and I haven't watched it, I could almost say you're going to give it a 10.
Are we giving it out of 5 or out of 10?
Well, no, it should be a 5, but you're going to give it a 10.
I'm not going to give it a 10. I'm actually going to give it a 4.5.
Okay. All right. See, that's real. That's what we're talking about here. Real talk here. WrestleMania. What do you give it? Mindfreak.
Since I haven't watched G1 Supercard, but based on everything Marty, and we trust Marty, the Bearded Master, he is the bearded guru after all. Overall, with what I thought with WrestleMania, I'm going to give it a solid 4.2.
You and those .1s and .2s on these, damn it. Marty, excuse me, Bearded Master, what do you give it, buddy?
I'm giving Mania I'm gonna say a 4. I'm still gonna give it a 4.5, and I'll explain why afterwards.
All right, I'm actually gonna give it. For me, I'm gonna give it like a 3.8. I don't think it was 4. I can't really explain it. There were a lot of great matches and there was a lot of great moments, but there was just something different about. Like I had like last year not last year, the year before when the Hardys came out and that huge pop in San Francisco and stuff. Was that last year or the year before?
That was 2 years. That was 2017.
Yeah.
And that was in Orlando.
No,
it was. I thought it was in San Francisco.
It was San Francisco.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I thought San Francisco was 31, where Rollins cashed in money.
It was. I apologize.
But they went back to it again. No.
It didn't. It was
Okay.
Orlando.
It was Orlando.
It was before they went to New Orleans the last time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's something about this WrestleMania that just didn't give me the pop or the feeling that wow, it was an awesome show. It was definitely good though, and it was a lot of good endings. So what? Give me your thought on why you gave it a 4.5.
The reason why I give him 4.5, and like I said, Ring of Honor New Japan Supercard was an amazing wrestling show, and that's a 4 point. That it was the best show of the weekend. So looking at that, and then I give 4.5 to WrestleMania, who I already said that Supercard was better. How the hell do I make them the same rating? For me, one, I thought the card was amazing for WrestleMania. I really did. I enjoyed it. The fact that I was there was one thing, but I go to a lot of live shows, and and there's a lot of shows where I kind of just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna go through the motions. It's long, it's whatever. in the last 6 months, I've been to 3 of the big 4, and I got tired at Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble was like my favorite match pay-per-view of the year. I got tired. It was like, whatever. I didn't feel that at all at WrestleMania. And then there's WrestleManias that have had great moments and matches, and I get tired. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just kind of doze off for a little bit or go another beer. I didn't want to leave my seat during Mania 35. I just didn't. And there's some down moments, but the reason why I rate them the same. G1 Supercard was a 4.5 because it was the wrestling show of wrestling shows. It gave us the quality of wrestling matches that we all want to see and we expect to see. For me, WrestleMania wasn't the wrestling
WrestleMania.
Show. It was the feel-good emotional show. So what pushes it over the 4 for me is the emotional attachment and reaction to the matches. Starting the match off with Rollins winning the title, went crazy. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder getting the tag team belts. I'm a big Zack Ryder fan.
Yep.
Fantastic. AJ Styles and Randy Orton, 2 of my favorite wrestlers. Great match. I was expecting Randy to win it, but that was storyline wise. The fact that AJ won was great. I was surprised by that win. I was irritated that he kicked out of the RKO because my stance on the RKO and how I personally believe it's the most protected finisher in the organization. That's the first time it's been kicked out of in like 15 years. Shane and The Miz was amazing. I was right there watching him take the leap off of the stand.
I didn't like the ending though. I didn't like that half-ass cover after a suplex. I think that was
it wasn't even a half-ass cover. It was, this is how we fall. This is how we fell. This is how it lay kind of thing.
Sorry, I expected some better finish than that. That was just I
think for what it worked perfectly because you didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he took the bump and then all of a sudden you just see like Shane just roll over and pin him. It was like
they
play it as live, So I'm interested to see what's going to happen further with that. But you just can't beat Kofi, man. Like that feeling of Kofi.
Yeah.
Us getting what we wanted with Becky beating Ronda.
Becky 2 belts.
Becky 2 belts. So for
Becky
me,
2 belts.
Supercard gets the 4.5 because the quality of matches. WrestleMania gets the 4.5 because the emotional attachment and payoff.
All right, last thing. Should they ditch the Rumbles for WrestleMania and put them solely with the Royal Rumble show?
No. Keep them
You
on the
don't think
pre-show.
so?
Keep them on the pre-show.
I mean, I don't even know why they have them. I understand the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I understand that. The Women's Battle Royal has no name to it. So, yeah, if they give it to Chyna, that would be awesome. But I don't know, man. It just – come on. Carmella winning the women's.
So to go with that, I agree with you. The only reason why I like it being there is because you get to see more wrestlers have WrestleMania moments, and I think that's awesome. Yeah. I'm never gonna say no to a battle royal. I love battle royals.
Oh yeah.
Now the one thing I would suggest and change that would make it better was to make a stipulation to those battle royals. Maybe, and you can rotate it. Maybe like 1 year it's for the winner gets a shot at like IC title, or the next year it's the European or the US title, or it's they get an opportunity. The winner gets inserted into the Money in the Bank match the next month. Have a stipulation that makes those worthy. When the MLB All-Star game is being played and there was no stipulation on it, it didn't mean nothing. It was just guys from both leagues playing baseball against each other. But then when you put on the winning team gets home field advantage in the World Series, guess what?
For the league, yeah.
Now there's a reason to watch it.
Yeah.
Put a stipulation on that, it becomes something it becomes a moment to seek out rather than, all right, it's going to kill my time right now.
True. Yeah. I like that idea. So WWE, if you're watching that, Malice Smack Talk gets credit for that. Bearded Master gets his name on it. It's the Women's Bearded Master Royal Rumble now.
I don't think he'd want that.
What's that? I'm sorry. I was reading the comment section. Peteopolis is bumped in.
Yeah, what up, B?
What up,
I know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little jealous of you. I've been getting Snapchats and everything from him all day long. He was at the Star Wars convention in Chicago.
Yeah. I saw those too.
That's fantastic. So welcome to the show, Pete. Good to see you, brother. But other than that, what were you saying now? I'm sorry. I was reading the comments.
I was just saying we're going to the Women's Battle Royal is going to be the Women's Bearded Master Battle Royal because we're getting credit for that.
I'll take it. I want the ovarian trophy to have a beard on it. Whoa, wait.
Oh my God. I can't believe you broke that out, dude.
Wow.
I wasn't thinking I'm dead serious. I wasn't thinking that would make it even worse than what it is.
Wow.
I mean, they made the mistake of making it look like that. I mean, hey.
True. Good point. Oh man. Well, hey, that's our show. Did I miss anything?
Yeah.
Did I really miss it? What did we miss?
Congratulations on the year, man.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mindfreak's only been there for like 6 months when you add it all up, but here, man. Drink it in, man.
Yes, Mindfreak took the WrestleMania Cup. Look at that.
Thank you. Probably be the only one I win.
Wow, I was expecting like a Kofi celebration, but it was thank you.
Yeah, I'll probably be the only one I win, but hey, at least it's still one more win over Ken because he can't win anything.
I mean, he's got a valid point there.
That's true. He does. But at least I show up every week. I'm a workhorse, dude. I carry the team.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have missed an episode.
I have missed episodes.
There's only one person.
You try to do episodes from pods that make you pass out and lose your battery source, but
there's only one person on this cast that has never missed an episode, and he's always in the background.
That is our producer. Not even.
That is a producer,
and that's why we thank you for not only bringing us together a year ago, but doing all that you do to make this show run as fluid, smooth, and getting our shows up so everyone can enjoy them as much as we enjoy doing them.
Well, I get them up. I don't know if they're fluid or smooth, but
wow.
And the fact, our host still hasn't bought.
But anytime that somebody can make Mindfreak sound decent on a radio,
Oh, damn.
Okay, hold on. In all fairness, we are called Malice Smack Talk. It's what we do. So if you guys are listening, feed us your feedback. Give us your Smack Talk. Type it in to the thread. But here's it is. I give it to you live when we go live, right? I give the exact same crap to Masonic Vader on Friday nights through the All Things Nerdcast.
Absolutely. There's no escaping it, people.
There's no escape. I get calls from Bearded Master at work still getting smack talked about random stuff that we're doing. So it doesn't stop here when we go off the air.
I put Masonic Vader on blast in front of our entire network. So
yeah, it's a wonderful thing when you're like, oh yeah, this is great, this is a great show, and then your teammate goes, oh, it really sucks. I don't understand why you even like that. And thanks, buddy. Thanks, appreciate it. Damn it.
Hey, due to the blast that he gives you, you have gotten a little bit better on hashtags of the week. So
thank you.
I mean, it does take him 2 weeks to come up with one, and they're a week behind, but it happens.
It happens nonetheless, right? Yeah, I do appreciate, our producer, Mess 5150. He does a great job. He got us all together 1 year ago in 2 days, and this has been fun. I've been enjoying this podcast. This is one of the few times where I get to sit down and actually talk about wrestling, the people that actually understand it, versus other people going, you still watch wrestling? It's like, yeah, you just don't know.
Wrestling's fake. Why do you still watch that crap?
Yeah. I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you were able to get on and come in such high definition video tonight, Ken.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be able to see it, because not only we're not going to put you on the list, but we are going to want to wish you best on your future endeavors coming out of this episode. So good luck, and we'll call it a show at that point.
Wow, what are you trying to say? I'm getting cut? That's what you're saying? You're cutting the host?
Next week on Malice Smack Talk, we will have a new host.
Hold on.
Stone Cold is that now?
What is it? It's like, that's none of my business.
God. Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are. Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for putting up some of those photos at WrestleMania. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, maybe we'll have to try to all get to WrestleMania and we could do a live
I'm just telling you now that I will be in Tampa, Florida. You guys are more than welcome to join. Al, if that's the case, I know other people that are going to be there. We can plan that shit out now. Travel packages, Airbnbs, it don't matter. I can tell you right now, if we can get – I can already tell you that there's about 3 other casts that are looking to go down there next year. We can add MST on there, and we can have a house party, have everybody there. That would be some freaking amazing stuff right there.
Are you going to wear your eye patch? I'm talking to Bearded Master. You're going to wear an eye patch, dude?
I'm the one that should be wearing the eye patch.
I might probably rock an eye patch down there and be a Buccaneer. I mean, I might dress like Jack Sparrow and rock my championship belt.
You're going to be an angry pirate?
You know I was going to. Actually, I could dress as a pirate. I could do like a blend of a pirate and like Macho Man Randy Savage. And
the Macho Pirate.
The Savage Pirate. I'm so proud of myself.
Does that mean we'd have a Macho Pirate and a Macho Jedi on the same cast?
What's that?
Does that mean we'd have a Macho Pirate and a Macho Jedi on the same cast? Because if Masonic Vader brought the Macho Jedi back out from the All Things Nerd podcast,
that would be an epic cast.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can make that happen. We got to come up with something for Mindfreak.
I can come back as the Macho Pirate.
Mindfreak just has to do a Macho Man Naruto. And
what's Iro Shirai and Kairi Sane called? What's their pirate name?
Air something. Air Pirates. Something like that.
You guys can just was the Air Pirates or whatever it's called.
Oh, you're funny.
Or we can keep the bald heads and do some good brother action,
Why they're not going to be there?
Yeah, they're gonna be in some other 3. What did the Triple H say? Some pissat company that he could buy and just sell it and then fire you again?
Well, no, you just throw it back to what Masonic Vader would know, and you keep the bald heads and you go do some bushwhacker action.
I'm sure he could. Oh snap!
Or to show up, or to show up. You know, it might as well just show up as the trailer park boys if we're going to Florida.
Shit. Oh man. Well,
next week we have the Superstar Shakeup, so that's going to be awesome. It was great. You know, we had a lot of wrestling this week. There was a lot of going on, a lot of going around the universe of wrestling, not just WWE, obviously Ring of Honor, Impact, everywhere else. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next week.
Probably the reason why all those title changes happened.
I agree. Top of your head, who's one person you think's going to switch brands next week?
Strowman. Before
we finish out.
Oh, of course you go with Strowman. The work.
Mark.
Go straight Storm.
Hey! It was the obvious pick that you guys didn't make.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I think Asuka's gonna go Raw.
Think so? They're gonna take her away from SmackDown?
Yeah, I think so. She doesn't have anything going on with SmackDown. They need to do something with her. Change it up.
I'm saying AJ's making the jump to Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
He's gonna rent out his house.
I'm just gonna say this. There's gonna be a swap. AJ for Brock.
Dude, Brock's not even gonna be around anymore.
He's gonna be for that. He will be around in a couple months when they go to Fox.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
They might be, but honestly, I think in this, and I'm calling it now. Randy Orton is going to be WWE champion when they make the switch to Fox.
He's calling it now.
I'm cool with that. And I think that we're going to get AJ on Raw, and we're going to get the feud between Balor and AJ for the IC Championship.
Yes!
Calling that now.
That would be cool.
Amazing.
SummerSlam, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the Demon Balor.
Nice.
IC Championship match.
Nice.
That has matches of your quality right there.
Yes, it does.
To start the card off at SummerSlam.
Awesome.
I'm good.
All right, so hey, Malice Corp, you guys, thank you so much for the last year and hopefully for the next year coming ahead. Other than where you can see right there over my shoulder, is there anywhere else they could find you, Mindfreak? Since you're back, you can tell them where you're gaming.
Yeah, you guys can follow me right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/BTMindfreak. Regular streaming schedule is being, finalized. Everything that's been going on with the face and whatnot.
All right, calm down. Xbox done.
No, not done yet. But yeah, no, have Xbox, high quality Xbox gaming, and now PlayStation 4.
Oh snap! Look at you.
Oh, he upgraded, man. Look
over there.
I have both.
Did you win it off a Deal Dash or something like that?
No. No. What it actually was, I was at Best Buy looking at something, and they had a PS4 Pro open box for like $100 off. So I was like,
nice. All right, that's cool. Bearded Master, can we follow you anywhere else, sir?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at @beardedmaster, as well as Boot to the Face, Boot the number 2 the Face. That's my main wrestling account. You can hit me up there. Hit me up on Bearded Master. Always talking wrestling, pop culture, movies, and whatever it may be. Always looking forward to talking to people. So hit me up.
Yeah, and you can always follow me, Masonic Vader 71, PlayStation Network. Like I always like to mention, please follow us. Whatever platform you're either watching us or listening to, take a minute to like the show, subscribe to the show, share the show, tell people about it, tell us what we're doing right or wrong, whatever it is. But just get us out there, let us know. We appreciate all the new Twitter followers we got over the weekend through Wrestlemania and everything. Congrats to you guys for hitting the 1,000 mark on that, right?
We did 1,044 as of this morning. We actually been working hard. We had a big giveaway this last week and gave a giveaway package to a follower from Colorado. So it was nice to give me to get a winner that's from back home. So that's cool.
Nice. Well, hey, some of you guys from Boot to the Face, come check us out over here too.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Do what we can.
Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you for the last year. Thank you very much. Hope you guys had a lot of fun watching and listening. We'll be back next week after Superstar Shakeup, see what happens. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. And as we always like to end our matches, our shows with the 1, 2, 3. That was clean.
Snap, that was cleaner than Becky over Ronda.
Cleaner than Ken's picture on camera right now.
Cleaner than Mindfreak's head.
Mr. Clean.
Damn. Well, he's got the white shirt.
By God, he's running on Mr. Clean. By God.
It's a slobber knocker.
It's a slobber. By God, he's got a family.
By God, damn match. It's a human being in there.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy just fell from the cell.